Welcome to Kidmissing TV. I am your host, Angelina Wilson. I had this video filmed and I accidentally deleted it because I wasn't paying attention to which card I was using. So, I'm redoing it because it needs to go up today. This is the case of C.B. Larry, or Lost Boy Larry, on August 7th. Now, I have 1979, but according to everything I found, it actually was not 1979. It was 1973. Hold on. I got the right date on the poster. August 7th, 1973, in New Mexico, a little boy came over the CB radio. First he said he was 7, and he said he was 6. He explained that he had initially said he was 7 because his daddy told him you had to be at least 7 to touch the CB. He said their truck was overturned, his daddy was hurt, and eventually he said his daddy was dead in the truck, and he was trapped in the truck. They had gone away on a hunting trip. Eventually, similar calls started coming across the country, and it is believed that the initial caller was real. That the initial Larry was real, but that a lot of people started making crank CB calls, if that's even a thing, after hearing about his calls. Anyway. Don't mind me. I'm an idiot. It has nothing to do with the case. There was a lady who heard about the case between 1979 and 1980 from her mom. And wrote about what her mom had told her. They used helicopters, they used... Remember, he said he could see the helicopter's lights. The radio transmission lasted until the 12th, 5 days later. Search was called off on the 13th. I don't know if CB radios have any kind of emergency battery of their own. They must, because it certainly wasn't going through the truck battery after that many days. Most people believe it was entirely a hoax, but a lot of people believe the initial Larry was real, like I said. And that he was most likely lying about his age to not get in trouble. But her mother always believed he was lying about his age because at 7 years old, a child should be able to give their name, their address, their telephone number, and their parents' names, hopefully. I certainly could at 7. I would have been able to tell you that I lived at 93 Main Street, and my parents' names were Robert and Ella Wilson. that my name was Angelina Wilson, and my phone number was 476 whatever. I'm not sure exactly which number was my phone number when I was 7, but you get the idea. A lot of people try to say, kids in the 70s were practically raised by wolves. They were left home, and they were left alone a lot, and that's why he could get away with that. No. This lady says absolutely not. He couldn't be sitting there crying with his parents in the house for all those hours. And this lady's mother told her that she needed to repeat the last street sign she passed. The last street sign I passed said, insert street name here. She says her mom loved teaching moments. My mom did too. Any erratic statements or contradictions could be put off to the fact that he would have been without food and water for 3 days. Good point. A truck could have been found with a CB off of its little hook. Because CBs had little hooks like, almost like, showing my age here, the old phone receivers had a hook like this that you set the receiver on. Well, they had a hook on the side of the CB that did the same thing. And if the people hadn't heard of the story, they wouldn't have known. So it was a battery-powered portable CB. It was 6:30 in the evening on Tuesday, August 7th, 1973. The first person that heard it was in Fontana, California. That's really strange. Why did they ping it to New Mexico? The boy cried out, "Help me, please help me," on her transceiver. Ross responded by asking for more information about the boy's situation while trying to calm him down. The boy responded that his father was dead. According to Ross, the boy also pleaded, "Come on, David, help me." Ross told the boy to stay on the air so that he could be located. The boy finally provided his own name, Larry, and gave a location of New Mexico before his signal faded. Ross, a former Albuquerque resident, immediately called New Mexico authorities for help, given the information Larry had reported. Later that night, Ross contacted the Albuquerque Journal, who broke the news of Larry's broadcast in the following morning's paper. On Wednesday, August 8th, multiple accounts of Larry's distress broadcast became known to the Journal. Initial accounts did come from California. That's really strange. I don't know a lot about how far a CB radio can go. You'll see a picture of the New Mexico State Police gearing up for search in the poster, and a picture of a CB radio. I thought that was important. There was one radio operator who tried to stay on with him, named Let's see. And the police said, and I quote, if I can separate these two pages from each other, I want to quote this correctly. 150 persons equipped with directional finders and radio monitors scoured the foothills of central New Mexico. Sergeant W.A. Schmidt of the Civil Air Patrol reported that the search teams had still not discredited the possibility of the signal being a hoax. He said, quote, "I personally have never had any doubt that this is the real thing. I heard the kid crying. I just can't believe it isn't the real thing." Thursday, August 9th dawned especially hot in Albuquerque. Following hours reached temperatures into the 90s of degrees Fahrenheit. Civilian men and women, both teenage and adult, from greater Albuquerque volunteered to search for Larry that day. There's a lady, last name Kane, who had been communicating with Larry. Let's see. I'm trying to find the name. Trying to find the person's name, damn it. Bruce King. And he was doing a really good job with the boy, but too many people were getting on and the boy couldn't get through to King. So it was very frustrating. A church in Wichita, Kansas even held an all-day prayer vigil for the little boy. Kids got on walkie-talkies and we're messing around. I don't want to do that. There's a poster there. There we go. And it just became and who was David that he was begging to help him? Is that something he was trying to call over the radio? Or was it someone in the vehicle with them? One radio operator said that Larry had given his last name as Cortese. Cortese. C-O-R-T-E-S-S-E-I is how they spelled it. And friends of an Albuquerque veterinarian with the same last name who had gone on vacation with his family. Now, however, they were later found in Minnesota. Okay, supposedly David called a paralyzed war veteran and said he was hurt and his father was hurt inside the truck. So maybe he's the brother of this boy. And they're trying to tell CB operators, keep channel 14 clear so we can talk to this boy. Wow, on the same Friday, on the Friday of that week, a University of New Mexico student rented an $18,000 plane to conduct his own search for Larry. However, the plane flew out of control and the student had to make a crash landing. He escaped without injury, but he had to pay $500 for his deductible on the plane's insurance. And the CB Radio Association actually did a fundraiser for him.